Welcome into the Bearcat Den. I'm Tommy Warhurst, joined today by Cullman High School varsity girls and softball coach, Coach J-Mac, Jessica McBair. Coach, thanks for stepping into Bearcat Den.
Thank you for having us today.
I want to kind of set the stage for Thursday. For folks that don't know, these girls are in the Sweet 16 come Thursday, but let's go back a couple of years and talk about when you first came to Cullman High School 2 years ago.
Yeah. When I first came in 2 years ago, I was pretty bold and told them I wanted a Sweet 16 my first year and that I wanted to be in a Sweet 16 and Elite 8 within 3 years of having the program and then be at a Final Four within 4. And I do think the majority of people looked at me like I was a little crazy. Oh, sorry, I just said that. Yeah. And we really had to work hard to set the standard that we want to set and play some outrageously hard schedules. I was talking to my assistant coaches last night. Out of 21 opponents this year, 10 of them are at a Sweet 16 this year.
Yeah.
So we've loaded our schedule the last 2 years in hopes of preparing girls for big moments and big games. So that's kind of been the goal the last 2 years, is to keep putting them in positions that they have to be able to win in eventually to do really big things. And it feels like that's where we're at finally in a very short time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
for sure.
year 2, and I feel like they've really done it.
You're number 2, and you took over a program that had not been to a Sweet 16 since 2014. And we'll make history on Thursday, being the first varsity girls 6A team at Cullman to make it to the Sweet 16. You don't get there overnight. Like you said, it's amazing that you did it in 2 years. But talk about the buy-in, because I know when a new coach comes in, the players have to buy in, the coaches have to buy in. And I told you a few weeks ago at Jasper, I saw the light bulb come on. The girls were getting it. They were buying in. I know you've told them do A, B, and C, and you get D. You can't skip B or you can't skip C or A. Talk about the buy-in from your players and even your staff and how it's all contributing, coming together to peak at the right time.
We started with core values. We truly believe as a staff that all the basketball things will come along if our values continue to be consistent and the same. And so back in year 1, we set some core values as a team that we continued over into our next year, competing, making the other team earn it, emptying our tank. We added a new one this year, which was Medita, which is being happy for others in their success. And we hold them to that every single day at practice. We may miss 100 layups, but our question is, are you still competing hard? Are you emptying it out? Are you still cheering on your teammates? Because if you are, good things will happen for you. So we kind of set the ground of these are the values. We're not coming off of them. You're either in or you're out. We've had different moments over the past 2 years where we've let the girls evaluate each other. Like, do you think everyone's holding these values and having conversations? So if we feel like we're coming off the train, we can get ourselves back on the tracks. Because the truth is, it takes a long time, to make changes. It does not happen overnight. Anyone that thinks that is wildly wrong. There could be something that happens that's great, but can you maintain it? That's the hardest thing. And so we feel like our girls about a month ago really started to buy in a little bit more at practice. We always laugh as a staff that these are just the best kids you could be around. They do work hard every single day. Like, we've never just had a bad day, but there was a little shift in early January in 1 or 2 of our practices where we could tell the buy-in was just a little bit more, not something tremendous. It wasn't some big grand day. It was just a couple little days in a row. We're like, okay, this feels good. And one of the big things for us was learning patience of IQ of the basketball game. When should we be going? When should we be slowing down? And if you've ever watched me coach, I'm constantly yelling, go, 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 go. So a lot of times we wouldn't, because part of it's me always getting amped up. So at that Jasper game, we just point blank told the girls, hey, we are not a team that likes to slow down and hold the ball, but we have to win this ball game. We had a lot of injuries and some sickness, and we knew we were going to have to kind of do some smaller, different things than what we're used to. And we went down there and beat them by 10. And that night in the locker room, like, we knew it as a staff. Like, we're going to get where we want to go. And every day since has been that way. We had film yesterday, and we went back to watch our clay chop pool. And 2 or 3 girls made the comment of, yeah, this is what y'all been talking about all year. Look. And we're like, yes. So the girls can see it. And we've told them all year, you're very, very close. But until you actually taste it, you just don't know yet how close you are. And the girls have been able to taste it the last week or two. And you could tell that in our practice yesterday, how focused they were because they know, hey, we can do it. And it's been a lot of fun to watch. Very challenging at times, but really, it's why I like coaching, seeing transformation and growth. And we're watching our girls transform right now, and it's incredible.
The facial expressions and even how some of the girls talk to themselves on the court.
Oh, yeah.
They'll go for a steal and miss it, and they'll make a girly squeal or something, or they do their emotions tickle me. That's one reason I enjoy watching your girls too. We get Hartzell Thursday at 3:00 at the Sweet 16. Yeah. Your senior class has never beat Hartzell. Right. And a lot of times in sports and in life, we don't get mulligans. Right. But your girl, I'm getting goosebumps telling you now, Coach, I'm telling you, I am all in. Your girls get one more shot at Hartzell. Yeah. Talk about what that means to the senior class, and talk a little bit about Coach DeLine and her staff and what we may expect to see from Hartzell Thursday.
After our game on Friday, we had not found out yet who had won that sub-regional matchup. And so we told the girls, we're like, you're either getting Buckhorn or you're getting Hartzell. And you could just see it on the girls' faces. They're like, Hartzell, Hartzell, Hartzell. So when we found out later on the bus ride home, Hartzell had won, we all got to talk about it. And I texted the girls later that night, and I said, y'all remember at Hartzell when we lost and everyone was like, didn't get a shot to beat Hartzell? I was like, God kind of heard that. Mm-hmm. And he kind of moved some pieces around to set us up for us. Yeah. So the girls are very excited. I mean, I just don't know a better setup for a regional game than two big rivals, an opportunity to do something even bigger than what the girls have already done. So we are really looking forward to it. Coach DeLine does an incredible job with her team, and her staff is always well prepared. We expect to see some pressure. We expect to see them playing the full length of the floor for the majority of the ball game. Their squad is very disciplined, and that group of girls have been to a Sweet 16 3 years in a row, maybe 4 years in a row. I can't remember after Gary left if there was a gap. But those girls have been there, so we know they're going to be prepared and expected to do a great job and be ready. And we've just kind of told our girls, we have a roadmap in our locker room that we've had mapped out to get to a Sweet 16. Yeah. So we keep telling our girls, you've done it. We've done the goal. But we can't be complacent now because we're at our goal and we know we can keep going. So we expect for it to be a fun game. We expect for it to be a competitive, emotional game at probably different times, if I had to guess. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to temper that down. Yeah. Try to play with emotions, but not emotional. Yeah. But it should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it.
You have put together a great staff here. I've enjoyed watching you and your staff and your girls. Because like I said, you can tell when it clicks, when they buy it and they realize what they're capable. A lot of people didn't believe in your girls early on in the year, except for them and your staff.
Absolutely.
Take a minute and just talk about your staff, Lydia Burgess, Jada Golden, Tyler Calvert, and then talk about some of the girls on the team.
So our staff is incredible. We are all very different-minded, which is perfect. We got Tyler Calvert, who is just our numbers guy. I couldn't tell you anything that happens after a ball game statistically. No idea who scored, who rebounded. I just know we did whatever we were supposed to do. But Tyler has come in and brought a whole different element this year in year one with us as far as breaking down film, talking about statistically what other teams do, what we would do the first time we played them, how we need to adjust. He just brings an incredible side of that. So during the ball game, he may not be the loudest or the coach that's talking the most, but he has a note sheet, and he's just taking down notes the whole time. And then in timeouts and halftime, he's like, here's everything that I saw. Yeah. So it's so nice having a brain like that because that is the complete opposite of my brain. Jada Golden, she was someone who played for me at Wallace, and so bringing her in was such an easy transition. We knew each other. We knew how we like to do things. Jada brings a competitive edge on our staff. She really demands a high level from every girl. She wants to win more than anybody else. She's the kind of person that today will put on her basketball shoes and will be a scrimmage player. And she will not take it easy. She will absolutely make these girls have to work. So Jada brings a big knowledge, big skill set as a coach from how she played in college, and it's just incredible. And then Lydia Burgess has really just been a cornerstone and a foundation for us. She, I would like to say, is the most mature person on our staff. When we all kind of get elevated on certain things, Burgess is kind of the one that's like, bring us back down. Here's where we need to be. The girls are really drawn to her. The girls love Burgess. I mean, that is their person on the staff. They're really drawn to her, so she has really great access to the players throughout practice and the games. If there's some frustration or they've got a little bit of doubt, she's kind of the one that really kind of pushes them back into it, which is awesome. So our 3 assistants sitting on the bench, all 3 have different personalities and different roles, which helps because every kid's going to respond differently to what they do. Throughout this run, you know, we've had some injuries and some sickness, and we've had to shift people and move people, but we've just had a lot of players step up. The great thing about our team is, back to that word Mudita. Yeah. These girls just do not care who is scoring, who is doing what. They want to win. They're happy when it's your turn. And one of our biggest things, as we've talked about every single ball game, is who is on fire tonight. Let's feed them the ball. Yeah. And the girls are so into that. So we've had some big games from Molly Wilson recently at the rim. Rachel Hoffman has had some big opportunities to be able to work, get the ball to people, score when she needs to, but really defend the ones we need to defend. As far as our guard play, I mean, Molly Duro has had a phenomenal month, really showing up at the right time. You know, we have Kentley White, who is our energy, our go bunny, who recently just got hurt. So we're waiting to hear back from that. She got hurt our sub-regional game. But we've just had a lot of kids step up when we needed to. Cadence Handback went down. Zoe Snyder kind of stepped in. Cadence has kind of come back. Kaylee Johnson had the game of her life at Clay Chalkful. So it's been fun seeing all these kids kind of show up at different time. Our 3 seniors have just led and been the most mature, inclusive group of seniors we could have had that makes everyone feel important. So every kid in the last 3 or 4 weeks has really kind of found their role, and it's kind of lived there. It's like no one's trying to do more or be more. Everyone's like, all right, this is where I fit in, and this is what I'm doing. And it's just, when your staff and your players can all be great with their role and just do it, that's when you're going to have success. And that's why we're doing it right now.
Bearcat Nation, history is going to be made Thursday at 3 o'clock when your varsity girls take the court at Wallace State in the Sweet 16 against Hartsville. I would love to see black and gold over half of the arena there at Wallace State, and I know Coach would too.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing y'all and taking the community to an Elite 8.
Yep. Coach J-Mac, thanks for stepping into Bearcat Den,
man. Thank you so much.
Enjoyed being a small part of your program this year. Thank you for all your hospitality.
Thank you.
See y'all Thursday at Wallace.